The One Academy is the heart of our company. Cryptocurrency is not an easy product. It's a very innovative product based on technology and based on very, very world. I would encourage everybody to join the courses, to do the certificates, and to understand thoroughly how to use cryptocurrency, what cryptocurrency is, and how we can change the world by using cryptocurrency. One Academy. Learn today.
All right. And we are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's an exciting night. The One Academy e-commerce platform that takes your mind to the next level. We educate with the finest. We bring your mind an open forum where we can discuss, where we can share. Welcome, welcome. Permit me at this point in time, I'm Donna Samuelsing. I want to say welcome to all who are here today, this afternoon, this morning, wherever you may be in the world. It's good to have you with us. Mr. Passos, special welcome to you, sir. It's wonderful to have you here. It's good to meet again. And we have a lot of special guests with us. It's going to be an exciting evening as we come to you, or maybe it's morning, or maybe it's afternoon, whatever it is, it will be exciting. Permit me to share my screen. Thank you for that moment. Okay, the One Academy Forum, our series, Let's Talk. Let's talk a bit about what is happening in the world around us, particularly and specifically the bank and you. The bank and you. I remember growing up, and I remember my first bank account. My mom would give me money during the week and I would save and, feel so excited to go to the bank to deposit my money. And as I grew older, I didn't know nothing about the bank, not much anyway. My husband, however, who is and was a banker, he would share things with me and I would watch at him with wonder and say, what? I wasn't familiar with these things. I didn't know. And I would put my money in the bank every week or every month religiously, but I knew nothing about the bank. Well, tonight, this evening, this morning, on the One Academy Forum, we are going to bring to you in Let's Talk, the bank and you. What is a bank? We know many may say this is their definition of a bank. A bank is a place where they lend you an umbrella in fair weather and ask for it back when it begins to rain. Now that's a frightening thought, isn't it? But let's hope it doesn't rain in your camp. My disclaimer, information contained herein and dispensed is not designed to be a source of financial information, nor should it be construed as such. One Life is not an investment company. The images and videos in this presentation are the property of their respective owners. When you look at this picture, what do you see? I remember when I was doing studies, a lecturer opened with this, and I looked at it, and I was seeing the face of an old lady. Are you seeing that face? She said, keep looking if that's all you are seeing. And I continued to look, and all of a sudden, there's a face of a young lady as well. And it dawned on me, life is about perspective. You would look at things a particular way, and you will get a particular vision, a particular message, a particular picture that will impact you or change your life. I hope this presentation, this forum, will open your mind to a new perspective, a new understanding of what is the bank. Before getting to know financial products, you should be familiar with the significance of banks, from central banks to commercial banks. How do they intervene in your money-making decisions, and how you can benefit from them? If you see in my backdrop, you will see most common types of banks. There are many: retail banks, commercial banks, central banks, credit union. What we do know about the banks is that the banks, they are the middlemen between us and whoever you have to connect with. They are the middlemen. Let's look at function of a central bank, just to open our minds a bit, bring better understanding of what we are looking at. And I'm focusing on the main one, the Federal Reserve, which is in the US. They issue money, notes, and coins. They ensure stability of banking system. They are lender of last resort to commercial banks. So when the banks are in trouble, they are the ones that you go to. And they're also lender of last resort to government. They set the monetary policy. They set the interest rates for you and me. So we are being controlled and governed. Our money goes in there. And we are being controlled and governed by this authority, the central bank. Commercial bank, just to share with you what the commercial bank, where you put your money in, what it does. Individuals, organizations, businesses come and they put their money into the bank. And this money goes out through mortgages, car loans, business loans, and a lot more. What we do know, essentially, is that the money that is being loaned is not the bank's, but that of its depositors. Henry Ford, the man who makes Ford cars, in 1922 said, "It is well enough that people do not understand our banking and monetary system, for if they did, I believe there would be a revolution before tomorrow morning." I was amazed at this statement, but because of my husband, who shared a lot of banking information with me, being a banker himself, as I said, what is this? What is this all about? Would there be a revolution if people understood what banking is about? Well, we are here to share with you what banking is about. Listen to this video that tells you what is banking.
From a young age, many of us are taught the value of saving money. We are encouraged to put what little we earn in a piggy bank or a shoebox and to save it for a rainy day. As we get older, some of us open bank accounts and do the same thing but on a larger scale. When choosing our bank, we think about a number of things. Which bank gives me the best rates? Are there any fees? Is there a branch nearby? Regardless of which bank we choose, we feel safe knowing that the bank will take our money and lock it away in their vaults, right? Not exactly. Banks are allowed to take a portion of the money you deposit and use it to make more money by spending it in the economy. The remaining portion of your money they must hold in the central bank or as currency. This is called the fractional reserve rate. For example, if you deposit $100 in a bank that has a 1% fractional reserve rate, the bank can take $99 of your money to invest or loan out to other clients. Your money can then be used by an entrepreneur to start a business or by a family to purchase a house. The full amount of the deposit is available for the depositor to withdraw at the same time that the bank has loaned out $99 to whoever got the money as a loan. When you take a step back, you see that there is suddenly $199 circulating in our economy instead of your initial $100. This is how banks create money. While the fractional reserve policy stimulates economic activity, it also presents a risk. What if everyone who deposits their money in a bank decides they want to withdraw it at the same time? Because the bank only has 1% of the depositor money in reserve, they would not be able to pay every depositor back in full. This is called a run on the bank. When banks run into trouble like this, they can borrow from the central bank to repay client deposits, or the fractional reserve rate can be adjusted to help mitigate risk moving forward. In the end, it is the amount of trust banks are able to instill in their depositors that ensures there isn't a run on the banks. In general, this lending and investment activity is also how banks make their money. The money they make through interest on these transactions is used to pay the interest on your account. The difference between the return on investment and the interest you receive is the net interest income for the bank. These loans and investments can take many forms. As a customer, you usually don't know what your bank does with your money, except for what you can learn from websites or annual reports. Your money could become a personal loan for purchases like cars, mortgages, or home renovations. Or it could help an entrepreneur grow a business by purchasing new machinery. It could also finance more controversial activities, such as the weapons industry or nuclear energy. Banks can give out your deposits to finance loans, but they also have a wide range of investment options in something called the financial economy. We see hedge funds, stocks, bonds. Within this range of investment options, there are investments that are more closely connected to the real economy, and some that don't connect to a physical transaction, but aim to make profits by speculating on price changes. Why is that a problem? The more speculative a financial product becomes, the more risky it is. In the 2007 to 2008 financial crisis, we all witnessed how banks were pulled down by their speculative investments. Governments jumped in to save failing banks because without a functioning banking system, our modern economy would collapse. Within this general framework, there are several varieties of banks. There are retail banks, commercial banks, investment banks, and central banks, all specializing in different types of transactions and client groups. Despite these different specializations, what all banks have in common is that they are regulated by local, national, and international authorities. The goal of this regulation is to provide oversight and manage the risks banks are taking with your money when it's out of the vault and circulating in the economy. Even more important is that proper oversight gives us the confidence to trust banks to make good decisions with our money. This trust is what keeps our economies running.
I hope you saw that video. If you didn't, I'm going to give you a brief summary if it was given a little trouble. You know how technology is. Let's look at how the bank makes money. Depositor 1 deposits $1,000 in the bank. The fractional reserve in this bank is 10%. So $100 is taken out and put into the reserve. They're allowed to loan $900 or do whatever they want with that $900, if I may say so. And that $900 at this point creates money that amounts to $1,900 in the system. The bank has 100 in reserve and 1,900. So a depositor deposited $1,000, but it ends up with 1,900. Now that is what you call creating money. As a wife at home, I would love the opportunity to create some money in my house right now. When we also look, we saw the banks had high-risk investments. Examples are hedge funds, private company investments, crowdfunding, real estate. The bank does it all. You work hard for your money and put it in the bank, and the bank takes your money and makes it work hard for them. What backs up your deposit? I want to submit to you trust. That's what backs up your deposit, trust. We trust the bank. So we go into the bank, we grew up knowing the bank, the system is there, and we trust it. So we put our money in the bank. But the bank is a business like any other business and run as such. 2008 financial crisis. You notice in the video, they said that they were overseers. People would be looking at you. Who was looking at the banks in 2008 when they took excessive risk, right? And they say excessive risk taken by banks combined with the bursting of the United States housing bubble caused the values of security tied to US real estate to plummet. And so the neighborhood went down. Why mega banks have not become smaller since the global crisis, the global financial crisis? And author Bartlett Collins Naylor said the mega banks are too big to fail, too big to jail, and too big to manage. So a new breed of banking was born because they were too resilient when others are collapsing. A new breed was born. And in it, they said, beware the banksters. Thank you for the bailout. Now check out our new higher interest rates and our new penalties. And don't forget, we are too big to fail. Every step you make into a bank creates a chilling because they're happy to explain our fee structure to you as long as you understand that it will incur a fee. Henry Kissinger says, who controls money controls the world. Federal Reserve System manages, controls the money supplies. Do your research and you will find out. I submit that to you. And I want to share a little bit more about the Federal Reserve to you as you listen to this video.
People try to argue and say that it is a conspiracy theory when you are talking about David Rockefeller, when you're talking about the Federal Reserve Act of 1913. This is actual fact. There's no theoretical anything behind it. They met off the coast of Jekyll Island of Georgia. They met off the coast on a small island. You're talking about David Rockefeller and some other individuals to come up with a way where they could take control over the monetary policies of America. The Federal Reserve has nothing to do with the United States Constitution. It states in the United States Constitution that Congress shall hold the right to print the money and so forth and so on. Mm-hmm. But who is the Federal Reserve? They have nothing to do with America. They are a gangster group, a third party, who came in and they took over these banking systems from Europe, and then they gradually moved into the rest of the planet. By the time they got to America, that's when 1913 came along with the passing of the Federal Reserve Act. And once that happened, all of the power to print money, coin money, etc., turned over into the Federal Reserve and no longer Congress. It used to say a silver certificate at the top of the dollar. It said silver certificate, meaning, oh, this is backed by silver. Okay. Or it was backed by gold. Right. Okay. But then it switched to Federal Reserve Note. What the hell does that mean? And now the money system is not under the people. It's not under Congress. It's not under our control per se. It's under the control of a third-party gangster group organization that uses it to control and enslave the planet.
Quantitative easing. We start the presses, and you will find out that's part of the banking system. Game of Monopoly continue. I want to say thank you as I close my screen, and I invite our diamond couple, Ivan and Michelle Mark, to join me, and they will introduce one of our very special guests. And you are all special, but this is a special, special guest as I invite our diamond couple, Ivan and Michelle, who have been in the world of finance, who know about banking, who understand it, to invite and to welcome our special, special guests. Ivan and Michelle, I hand it over to you. Thank you so much.
Wow. Good night, everyone. Tonight is definitely special. And yes, done a fantastic short presentation, I know. And you set the framework and the foundation for what we're going to discuss tonight. And it's a very dear topic because many people have this relationship of love-hate with the banks, right? But we want to set that clear tonight. Last week, of course, we had an economist come and speak on our budget. And part of that is really seeing what the banks do on a daily basis. In her book, Learning for Profit, Dr. Ruja actually said that in order for one to understand the true nature of investing, they must understand how the bank works. So that was placed in the OneAcademy, and it was also placed in her book, Learning for Profits. So it must play an integral part in our whole financial well-being. So tonight we have someone that has so many accolades that I can't get into it, but is someone who we have grown to love so much because of the timeless work that he does. And he has had major experience with the banks. Yes, and we just we just needed to have him on this call because we are getting into a serious topic, one that people trust the bank so much. People grow up knowing that, listen, they must save, and anytime you save, you must place it in the bank. You can't place it anywhere else. And they just feel so comfortable knowing that the bank have their money. So we needed somebody with a certain amount of expertise to clear that up for us tonight. And Misha will do the introduction, of course. So sit back because his introduction is about 5 minutes long. No, just kidding.
Yeah, so it gives me great pleasure to introduce Mr. Raul Pazos, a professional in banking and finance, marketing and continuous improvement diploma in applied statistic coach in emotional intelligence and neurolinguistic programming. 18 years of experience in banking, and you see why we have him with us. With functions performed, client service administrator, financial services, and foreign exchange executive, cashier and customer service operational, supervisor, parent operations supervisor, investment advisor, private banking, head of internal control, deputy manager, national operation and customer service, risk analysis, branch manager, general manager of business credit cards, risk manager, investment and credit portfolio. And he's also one of our co-captains in the business that we are all in at this present time. He is the head of global deal. He's the head of the global deal. He is the head of global deal shaker. And
So excited.
I'm excited, yes. And it is no greater joy to bring this gentleman who has the accolades to actually discuss what Donna just played, what Donna just introduced to everyone, and what some of us may have known. And Mr. Raul, we want to welcome you wonderfully to the Caribbean. From all of us, we want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. You're so close and yet so far. Latin America, Ecuador, welcome, sir. It's over to you.
Good night, my dear Michelle and Ivan. Thank you so much for inviting me to this amazing program. Donna, congratulations. Your presentation was amazing,
Thank you.
And all the leaders and all the people that stay here with us receive a greetings for Ecuador, from Ecuador. This a small country of Latin America and South America especially. And I am checking the image about the bank. Yes, that is all that the bankers today are very rich because they work with the money of the third person. It's a better business that you want to know. When I begin in the bank, I remember end of the 17 years old I was in that time. Yes, and I begin with a cashier. Imagine I was a cashier, and always I like the numbers, and I remember in that time, wow, it's amazing to work in the bank. It's amazing because we can learn, we can win a good money, and especially we can we can take a career. Yes, for many years. Always I like that. I believe in the process. I don't believe only for a short time. This is not good for me. Yes, always I think it's very important to the career. And in all these about 19 years, I know about all the sector economic sector economic activities that there are in the market. Sorry for my English.
That's okay.
But,
You're doing fine.
Not a problem. Fantastic.
Understand me. But I'm here for have a dialogue for you about this. I remember everything about the bank. I love the bank, yes, because I worked until 2010. Yes, and that I say no more, no more. I want to go for another kind of things. I want to invest. I want to create a company. Yes, and many ideas that I had. But I love especially the first bank. The first bank when I worked was a Banco Popular Bank here. It was amazing because in this bank we worked with IBM. You know, that is our company that support to us in technology. What's amazing, and the CEOs of the banks was ex-Citibanks in Bank of America, and we had a great school of these CEOs and CFOs. Yes, I remember very well, and I loved the first bank because this person of the human department with the CEO of the bank say, we know to prepare our people for give the best service for the clients, for the customers. And every time we receive many capacitations, many trainings, okay, in many things, economy, finance, service, always service. Who attend the customer, who give the personal attention to the customers. And every week, I remember we are on the weekend we training in a hotel, many hotels, and I remember very well. And you know, we had a school, not a bank. We had a school. Yes, this bank had a politic. All the functionary, all the employee that work in the bank need to understand, it's very important, training every time, training. Was amazing. And I in that time I loved this bank. Yes, always I remember, it's in my mind, it's in my heart. But today, the first company that I love is One Life, and behind is the bank, because this is better. It's not compared. Yes. It's not compared because it's two different kind of business. Very different kind of business. Yes. We had the best.
Yes.
Today we have the best.
Well, like you, we are also from finance, and I am from the bank as well. And I have similar feelings. I can relate to what you have just said. And we also have another banker on the call with us, Mr. Wade Wilson. And we have other members with us, Muriel Lizama. She is our educator, UE lecturer. And we have an engineer, Yes. Mr. Alvin Morton, and Donna Samlal Singh is also an educator. So based on the information that we all saw in Donna's little short clip, and we wanted to talk banking as it relates to what we are in right now and how we can help our members, yes, to understand why we're so happy we left banking. That's one of the things, why we are so happy we left banking. And other members would have particular question along those lines. So I say take it away. I know why you are happy. I know already, because I got freedom. That little man in the back there that has me thinking all the time, I was wondering, why did I take so long to leave banking? Because I loved it. I loved giving value to persons, and I would get myself in trouble. And but with this company, with One Life, I have a different kind of thinking. I have been freed with OneAcademy, and I saw so much more. I knew things already, but I saw so much more, and it opened my mind that I can go back into a box. And I guess you feel so the same way too, Mr. Pazos.
Yeah, Raul, before you go on, or before anybody else asks any questions, what we want to accomplish tonight is really giving our viewers some sort of advice or some sort of indication of how they can use the bank to their advantage, right? What are some of the things that they can stay away from? What are some of the things that they can do? Coming from someone with your experience, you would know the inner workings of the banking system, right? Both locally and well regionally and internationally. So many times when I speak, because we do financial consultancy, many times when we speak to clients, it's a hard sell to get them to think any other thing except the banks, right? Why do you think that is?
Ah, I want to talk
Is your mic
about.
muted? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk about this, my dear Ivan. It's very difficult to talk about the bank with the population, because the majority of the people don't understand about what is the function of the bank. And because there are many words, technical words, and I read a phrase of the Donna when the Henry Ford, when the Henry Ford say, if the people have more knowledge about the monetary system or the finance system, tomorrow it's possible to have a revolution. Yes, but always when you listen to me in the conference, I say, we have today a modern slaves. Yes, economic slaves. What is the 95% of the people today are slaves, economic slaves. Why? Don't understand about the money and don't understand why the people go to the bank. Yes, in my conference that I give here in Ecuador for the community, I say, always is about the trust, always about the confidence, no more. No more. Yes, the bank, there are an investment men here. Capital, yes. Many, 1 million, other people, 1 million other people in the initial capital for operate the bank, okay? But after that, the government, the intendants to control the many central government institutions that control the banks, okay? Superintendents, here is the name. Central bank, monetary control, many others. And the SRE is the company that control the taxes, okay, about the taxes. And anti-money laundering, that is the that you have the GAFI control to all the countries about this. The WAFE, is the Unite to Control of the Anti-Money Laundering. That is but the people only believe in the bank because they see, hey, here is a big brand. Hey, here the bank has an office. The Latin America people only check the physical office and don't believe in the digital system, the service, the digital service. The people say this bank is great because has 100 agencies and succursals. Because there are 400 ATMs. Yes, this bank is amazing. When I talk with him, I say, no, you are in a wrong. Because this is an elephant, it's a mother elephant. Because when the banks broke, the buildings don't have value. In a crisis, how people can buy it and a building? And I remember very clear in our country in 1990, 1998. 1998 was the beginning of the crash of the many banks here in Ecuador. Yes, 1999, we lost our currency, the sucre. Yes, in that time, broken approximately 12 banks, big banks, 12 big banks. Our country lost about the 33% of the PBA. You know, 3 million of people go out of the country because many people lost the money. Millions of people lost the money. Many people lost the life. Okay, and was a tremendous crisis that we had here. Yes, and many banks from that time, from today, there are many buildings that the government can buy to the people. Yes, because the people don't understand the banks need liquidity, liquidity. But there aren't the liquidity, or there isn't liquidity in the banks. Only there is for the bank in cash bancario. I don't know how is the encaje bancario. It's when the banks need to send to the central bank the 12% every month. Yes, for protect to the customers. Yes, for protect. But in that time, I remember the interest of the investments to increase every day, because the banks need liquidity, money, and the people don't understand when increase the interest, more risk. Sometimes some happens, but the people say no. This go to invest in this bank because the interest rate is very high. Go there. 6 months after, wow, close 12 banks. Many people. This is very important. The real case that had in Ecuador. I remember all that the people saving about it 30 years, because many people worked in public institutions, and that savings go to the bank for investment in a long time, no? Yes?
Yeah.
All the people lost the money and lost the 40 years, the 30 years that the people worked.
So you were saying that although the bank's supposed to be a safe place, many people lost their money.
Lost all the money. It's similar that happened in 28. The loans. The finance loans. The problems with the finance loans. Who was the loss? Who lost the most the money? The people, not the banks. You remember the Reserve Bank, the Reserve of the USA.
Yes.
You remember with Bush and Clinton.
Yes.
And Clinton and Obama. Remember?
Yes.
They put money.
That's
not
right.
for the people, not for save the people, not for save the merchants, not for save a small business, for save the banks.
Yes.
Only one. Remember you, Lehman Brothers.
Yes.
Yes, Lehman Brothers out.
Yep.
And a bank that the Citibank budget. Remember you, for save the customers. Approximately $1,200,000 the governments go to the banks for save the banks. And tell me, what of the banker? Whether the Charles, the carcel, the Charles, yes. Whether the bank was arrested, any banker,
No.
any banker, yes. Millions of people lost their houses.
True. Bad,
Remember? Yes.
Yeah.
Who win in that time? Remember who win in that time? Donald Trump. Yes, he was the winner because he bought, yes, many buildings, many houses with the speculation. Hey, yes, this house, the price, the real price, $200,000, but I buy it you in $50,000. It's incredible. It's incredible. Here in Ecuador, what's a serious crisis? For example, the government say, for 1 year, any people can take the money. Frozen the money for 1 year. Imagine you, the money of the people frozen.
Yeah.
And after that, I remember the government say, who won the certificate of this money? Who won the certificate of this money? The majority of people was very nervous and say, I won. Okay. But I don't give you all the money. Only I give you you can negotiate with the 50%, with the 40% of the another 100%.
Wow.
Many bankers, yes, the bankers don't think in the people, never, or forget it. The bankers say, hey, give me your certificate, for example, $20,000, I give you $88,000. And the people for the nerve will say, give me. Okay, but the banks receive with 100%. And the banker receive that money and go to pay to an institution in state for paid to the loans with the state. Yes? Imagine you dozens of transactions. How much of money the bankers win in that time? But how much money lost the population? Yes? When I told about this with the people, please understand the difference in our company to the bank. It's simple to understand. The people believe because the banks is under to the regulations of the government. That is all. That's all. The institutions. Yes? Because I believe in the government. I know because they are these institutions to control to the banks. But 70% of the money in the banks are checking account or the savings account. You know, that is the reality here. I don't know in your country. And 30% only is the many investments. Okay. With investment certificate, okay, 30, 60, and 1 year, okay, and the people win the interest in the savings account 3% annual, 3%, 4%, and the investment certificate say 6% approximately, and the people are very happy. I'm very happy. I win every month 3% annually. You know, per year. Come on. If you make with in a notebook, you lost the money every month. You lost the money every month. You lost the money, and with your money, the banker is rich. You're not rich.
Absolutely.
And with your money, that the the big companies, the big enterprise, the big businessmen are rich for you because they require the money for the banks at 8%, yes, 9%. You receive of the banks 3%. But these people receive the money and have the utilities 10%, 5%, but not annually. No, flat for the capital. But the people don't understand this. The people don't understand this. Hey, I have the savings in my bank because the bank has 40 years in the market, 50 years in the market. But they don't understand for every transaction that I do, the banks, 50 cents for the withdrawal, 50% for use the web page. Yes, 5 cents of dollar, more 35 cents of dollar when you go to the ATM for a withdrawal with bill. And the people is very happy. Yes. And the banks, the money that they win the banks, really is not the interest. The difference in the loans and the savings, not is the business there. The business is in another transactions. Another transactions. It's not about the interest. The interest is approximately 7% the difference that the banks receive for the utility. But the most is when the people go to the service, receive to the tail of the account, when the people make do the transference, many things. That is the very incomes that receive the bank. Approximately here for commissions that the banks receive of the people is approximately 40%, 45%. That is the utilities, the real utilities. For that, in this situation that we have today, in this pandemic situation here, the banks increase the patrimony, the banks increase the utilities 2.5% with the last year. The last year, the banks win approximately 120 millions of utilities here.
So Raul, all that you say there, now I know that there are many other of the panelists would love to ask you questions. I have a ton of questions to ask, but I would just leave that alone. But what you are saying there, that the bank's main purpose is to what? Is to really turn a profit, not really to help?
It's a business.
Is it just a pure business?
I got to put there this or understand better you. Okay. I listen you and it's possible. Okay.
So he asked if the bank's main purpose is to turn a profit.
Not really to help.
Not really to help individuals.
No. The banks don't help anybody. That is the reality. My dear friends that attend this conference. Okay. There are many differences between to give a real service for help the people, for give the people a better quality of life, style of life. The banks don't do that. Don't do that. Only the people think my money is sure in the bank. Yes? But tell me how many people do you know that in 5 years with $10,000 create a rich. You know anybody?
No.
No, I don't. I really don't.
And for example, I have my savings account per 5 years. The dollar, and the dollar, you know, is a strong money, no? Yes, I have, for me, it's a protector. I don't know for other countries, for example, like here in Latin America, when I go to Colombia, I'm very happy because the dollar is high, is the price with compared with the pesos, no? I love it when I got that. Yes, because the pesos every time is decrease the value to compare with the dollar. But always I told about this transaction without currency. This is a great example. Hey, in the last 5 years, if you had a savings account, for example, in your bank, okay, $6,000. $6,000. Since 2015 to 2020, in the first case, how much increase the value of that money, of the fiat money, with the 3% of interest that receive, yes, the people in the 5 years. The people say, hey, remember, many people only receive simple interest, not that other interest, simple interest. Is it better the compost interest? You know, it's better because you capitalize your money. But the people don't understand about this. Retire every day, withdraw the money, the interest. Only receive the capital. But in the 5 years, the people lost approximately 30% of the money for inflation, for decrease the value, you know, per cost of transactions, many things. But the people say, the most important, I don't lose the money, say the people. Because my money is sure in the bank. How is possible to help the people? How is possible? For example, with the loans, with credit, with loans, for the micro enterprise or micro business. The micro receive the loans, but this sector pay 25%, 28%, 32%. You know, it's a very high interest. For that, many of these small business broke the business, closed the business, because don't understand about the money. Yes, don't understand, and only they spend, don't make a cash flow, don't have the balance, many things. Okay. For help the people is like our cryptocurrency. This is help to the people. We are helping to the people, not the banks. But the banks always attack to the other companies because they don't have any competence in the market. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Any competence, they don't need that competence. You know why? The majority of the people don't withdraw the money of the banks. For that, it's impossible that a bank close. But what happened, for example, in a crisis, when the people only the 15% go to the banks and withdraw the money? What do you think what happened? The bank closed. Only that the customers go to the bank 15%, not the 100%, not the 50%, only the 50%. Because the money is not in the banks, my dear friends. It's not in the banks. It's not in the, don't have the cashiers, don't have the bóveda, I don't know who do you say bóveda, but when the locker, okay, the locker, it's not the money, the money there. Only the 5% of your money is in the bank. Yes, the bill, only the 5%. 12% is in central bank. And the rest, the money not in the bank, is outside of the money.
Circulating.
Yes, and that is the fractionary reserve.
That's right.
The banks create the money with any respal, with any support. Yes, only put when the people go to retire the money is okay. Only is virtual transactions, no more. Accounting, digital transactions, no more.
So I'd like to, at this point in time, allow Ms. Muriel Izama and Mr. Alvin Morton next, after Muriel, to just ask a question that would be burning on their heart with regards to what we are discussing, and maybe add their 2 cents as to what they have experienced or know, for sure. Muriel?
Hi, good night, good night, Raul. Good night, panelists. Good night, Diamond.
Good night. Good
You
night.
know, it is more than just 2 cents at this time, because there's so many things, and I have to curb all the things I want to see. But firstly, I have experienced what you have spoken of on various areas. I remember in 2005, depositing some $10,000 in the bank, and wasn't any normal account. And 10 years later, when I went back, I had $1,000 interest. So what happens? The other thing is in terms of the protection of our money, insurance that is given doesn't always match to what person's deposits may be there. You have a lot of these issues, and there are so many others. But key, and Raul, you will probably, endorse, respond. But what we have here responds to 40% of the world population that is unbanked. And I was listening to a program, a conversation with Alicia, and she was speaking to a social services provider. And they have been given these help to persons who have had challenges during this period. Some haven't got it, but some. A couple of people called in. Now listen, they called in to say that they haven't gotten any. And the person said, but check your bank. And the guy said, I do have a bank account. But you know what? He called in with a smartphone. So whereas a significant percentage of the world population, and ours too, are unbanked, they all have a phone. And that's the power of our cryptocurrency blocked by the blockchain technology, because you could reach so many more people with your smartphone. That's
I check every time the statistic about the banks, how it is the confidence of the market about the banks. In 28, with the crisis, affect approximately to 23% of the young people in USA, 23%. And because many of these people lost, the parents lost the house, lost the savings in many of these, and especially for the credit of the loans of the universities, you know, that affect very, very high to the finance situation of the people. But when this situation happened, today, the new generations, you told about the smartphone, you know, but the new generations believe in the technology, don't believe in the government. That is the reality. Yeah. They believe in the mathematics algorithms, don't believe, yes, in monetary politics. They believe in faster transactions.
That's right.
Don't believe in centralized transactions. The millennials, the new generations today, they are very interdependent, no independence, interdependence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this new sector, economic sector, only want to make transactions, but I don't want to go to the bank. True. I don't want to have a savings account. What these people think? I lost the money with the banks. I don't have security with the banks. And the people today, millions of people lost the confidence in the banks. That is the reality. But the news never told about this, never. Because, you know, the communication social medium is very friends of the banks. Yes, government, banks, and this channel of the communication.
Because they can't afford a run on the bank. Negative news will cause a run on the bank.
They never told about the bank, never. Yes, but I believe, I'm very sure, in the next 5 years, remember this, in the next 5 years, approximately the 40% to 50% of the people, especially between 18 years to 40 years, only will have cryptocurrency. Remember this.
I remember
only
that.
Have cryptocurrency.
Right.
Remember this. Why? Technology.
That's correct.
Why? This smartphone. I don't need more. And the people today is more educated than the last 3 years, last 5 years or last 10 years when they begin the cryptocurrency in the market. Today, more people are educating in cryptocurrencies.
True.
If you check the European people, 3 years ago, only the 2.5% believe or listen about the cryptocurrencies. Today, approximately 50%. Yes, but the problem is the government, my dear friends, don't want that you receive information about the finance education. They don't need that. Mm-hmm. They don't have interest. For example, always I say here, the government needs a estatal politic, or all the children from 5 years receive finance education.
True.
Yes, but what happened? The governments don't interest because tomorrow will be a revolution.
True, real true.
We are in a revolution right now.
But we want a financial revolution, and we have the weapons of mass instruction. We have our OneAcademy with weapons of mass instruction to educate people for this financial revolution.
That's right.
For that, for example, we need a product for the millennials. or for centennials.
Very true.
We need Apellium and give to the people that this new sector economic, because it's a new economic sector, it's very important to understand how many people there are between 9 years to 4 years. You know, 4,650,000,000 persons today is between that age.
Wow.
It's 58% of the people. It's young people.
Verdad.
Only thing is, if we create a new product for this generation, for the Zeta generation and millennials, and we win, okay, they receive the tokens, the people from 19 years, 30 years, 13 years, 15 years, what happened? I won cryptocurrency.
Right, true.
In the 3 next years, in the next 5 years, what happened? What happened? All that new market that today have 19, 10 years will have 15 years, but these people know about the cryptocurrency. For that, I remember 1 year ago about the World Bank. The World Bank, they make a report, and they said in the next 5 years, many of the new market of these people the service of the banks will change in the 5 years. The banks don't make the similar service that made to the people today or give to the people. Intermediaries, no? Receive money, please, no. Because the people every time understand about the assets. And the new generation love the risk. The new generation love the risk, my dear friends.
Wow.
Yes, the X generation, the X 40 years to 50 years is an economic sector only be more careful than the young people, you know.
Yeah.
Baby boomers believe in Bill. It's very difficult to change the mind of the baby boomers. By the baby boomers, one of the 100, I want to cryptocurrency. By the rest,
Super la plaza es verdad.
forget it. They only say, every month go to the bank, every month to saving bank, every month to saving the bank. They don't want to listen about the cryptocurrency because it's the industrial age. But today, when a new child come to the world, a new baby come to the world, always I say, they don't say the first word that this baby say is not mama, not mother. The baby say Apple, internet. Yes. Technology. If you check, child of 1 year, 2 years, know about how is the screen. Know about this.
Agreed, 100.
Yes. But it's very important that the community of all the leadership understand about our project. Yes, we need to change the strategies. I talk everything with my teams. I don't want that you make virtual conference in Facebook for the Zeta generations and go to the Instagram.
Yes. I was not going to say that. It means we are targeting the wrong people. We don't need the baby boomers. We need to go after the age group that you just mentioned. So Instagram Actually, a young person I was speaking to told me Facebook is for all people,
Oh, yes.
and Instagram is for the young people.
And
So I had to
and TikTok.
bring up how to
TikTok. Why do you believe Walmart? Why part of the TikTok? Walmart. You know? Do you know that? Walmart buy it actions of the TikTok.
Yes.
Yes.
Walmart stores, Walmart online shopping.
Yes.
That's
Why?
See?
For online shopping.
That's right. That's
Wow.
right.
You have given us a whole different slant to this
To the
project.
Yes.
We have Kester Beals, one of our panelists, before I think he has to really leave. So Kester, before you go. If he's hearing Kester Beals.
Wonder if
All
he's
right, well,
hearing.
then I'll let Alvin.
I don't think he's hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Phone might have.
Alvin,
Pleasant evening, Diamonds, Ivan, and
if you
Michelle.
want, talk slowly for understand the question.
Yeah, I talk fast.
You have given us, Raul, pleasant evening. You have given us a lot to chew on, a lot to consider, and a lot to think about as we determine how we engage the people we talk to, and perhaps whether it even makes sense talking to some people. Looking at your very impressive bio, you've been in diverse sections of the banking arena, from risk all the way through to interfacing with customers. And what strikes me is you speak so passionately about the One Life project. What is it that made you embrace this project in the way that you did? And why is it so difficult for other bankers to do the same?
It's an interesting question. You know, I remember this. When I begin in the One Life, the first I go to talk with the many partners of the banks. Yes. Hey, you, my friend, we are going to the rich with this system. Hey, you study, you mining, you have the assets, and you can save to the sector. In the next 5 years, you can purchase a house, many things. But if you study with, for example, in that time, only I told about the pro trader, for example, you know, pro trader. Hey, this pro trader, 3 levels, you certificate in OneAcademy, you receive the tokens, you mining. And I remember the price in that time was the 7.85 euros. Remember that when I began in December 2016. And when they listen this, are you crazy? How is possible to win to between $1,269 to $9,000? How is possible to win that? This is a scam. They say me, this is a scam. This is impossible to have that fees, that rentability. It's impossible. Yes. And I remember very clear and say me, Raul, be careful with this. Remember, you are a banker. Remember, you will have a problems. Yes, many people you have problems because this is a scam. Remember, today that the bankers don't have work. I'm very sure here. Why? Why? The problem is this is for the banks. The clients, the customers go to the bank for receive advertising of the functionary of the banks. Hey, you can say me when what products can I make the investments in your bank? You receive the information of the employed. You know, the investment employed, you receive the information of the service employed. But tell me, these people investment anytime? These people had experience in investment? No. The employed of the banks don't have experience. They don't understand about investment. They only talk about investment, but many of these people never make an investment. They never take a risk.
Absolutely.
How is possible these people give information to the customers? But this is the real system of the banks. Saying is the mentality, my dear Arvin, of the banker. Because the banker only knows this. I receive the money for salary and give the information about our products to the customer, no more. Many of these people don't understand how is the money in the bank, how work the money in the bank. Many of the people don't know about the fractionary reserve.
That's right.
Don't know the people about the fractionary reserve. If you make a question to the cashier, to the management of the banks, go to talk about the management of the bank, talk about the fractionary reserve, make a question. People say, eh?
What?
Yes.
I like that.
It's true. Yes. It's a mind because what is the problem? The problem is the family, the fathers. Remember this book, Poor Father, Rich Father, no? Of Kiyosaki.
Yes.
It's the reality.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yes, rich dad, poor dad. Yes.
See.
It's reality because the majority of the father and mother say, you don't need more money, my dear. So you need to study, only study for receive a great salary. And if you, in this time, you are married, you have incomes for give to family. Only poor information in the mind. And you know the people, the human, between 1 day for 5 years, the people have all the information, no? You know. I don't know you understand me. When the child 1 day to 5 years, the people 98% the people have the information, all the information.
Yes.
Yeah. But the parents say, please don't make this. Don't make this. Don't make this. Don't make this. It's a risk. Don't write. Don't write. Don't go to the child. Don't go. And the people in the next years have the not here. Have the not here. Yes, that is the problem. The fear is the miedo. I don't know.
Miedo,
yes.
feelings.
The feelings.
Sí,
okay.
Yes, entiende.
People had a high feelings. Why? For the parents. That is the problem. That is the problem. Between that is the finance education.
Sí.
Yes. For example, when I talk with my son, when my son told me, Father, you can give me $10. My son have 10 years and another have 15 years. You know, Father, you can say, okay, I give you $50, but remember, 20 or 30% you can spend. You need to save it.
Sí.
I every time I play with this about the monopoly. The monopoly for understand about the assets.
Yes. That's it.
Yes. I don't want I don't like to play PlayStation. No. I like to play Monopoly.
Business, thinking.
For example, in the book of the Kiyosaki about the money, you
Yeah,
know,
for that, yeah.
Rashad, for that,
yes,
Yeah,
cash
Rashad
flow
for that.
quadrant.
it's amazing. And for that you like a global director of OneAcademy, we need to create a product for the new generation.
See, Raul,
With interactive, with Monopoly, with this,
see.
the people understand and compare. If you invest in a real estate, you win that. But you invest in cryptocurrency, you win that. How is better? Real estate or cryptocurrency? Oh, okay, 30% you can invest in real estate, 7% invest in cryptocurrency. We will change the world, my dear friends.
That's right, correcto.
We will change the world.
May I permit me to say something in Spanish to you, Raul? It's something that I don't know if you would know it in English. I'm going to say it first in English. They are stuck in the mud in their thinking. Ellas están atrapados en el barro en su pensamiento. ¿Entiende?
Sí.
Right? So they're really stuck in the mud.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Mr. Raul, this is Brother Noel.
Noel, how are you, Noel?
Yes, good by God's grace. Great having you on the call. I just have a question for you, but I'm going to preface the question by making a statement. It is quite evident that the system, and when I say system, I'm talking about the financial system, has been rigged from the beginning to create mass unemployment and poverty. The enslavement of mankind.
True.
It is also evident that cryptocurrencies, blockchain technology is trending, and it is moving at an exponential rate, where the major banks now, major corporations of the world, are getting involved with the blockchain technology and digital currencies, virtual currencies / cryptocurrency. You know, we heard of the European Union, in particular the central bank, that they are looking at regulatory frameworks for legitimizing cryptocurrency or digital currency. What is your take on this in context to the digitalizing the dollar, as in contrast to authentic, organic cryptocurrency? Could you tell us the advantages and disadvantages of the two? Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Great question. You know, I like so much. I like so much blockchain. Blockchain is the big for me is better like internet, because it's more decentralized, no? Decentralized, and especially this technology help to the people and for don't depend of the intermediaries. That is crazy. That is amazing. The blockchain today, they invest about the 14, 15 billions of dollars today. Many of governments and institutions invest in this technology. Only 10% of this technology the people know. 90% of the people don't understand about the blockchain. But the blockchain, especially, I believe in the mathematical algorithm. I don't believe in the government, especially for me. Why? Corruption. With blockchain, we don't have corruption. With blockchain, we can distribute the rich for millions of people that the government don't do that.
That's right, correct.
With blockchain, yes. But China create, 5 years ago, the first digital currency with blockchain in this country, But today they are approved in many cities in this country. Japan is go there too. South Korea go too, and the European Union. Christine Lagarde she believe in the cryptocurrency. Christine Lagarde, she's pro cryptocurrency.
See.
Yes, 3 years ago, Christine Lagarde talked about the cryptocurrency, and Christine Lagarde say, "Hey, be careful, banks, be careful, because this private system with the cryptocurrency is possible change the transactions."
See.
Why the government today are investment in blockchain and create a central bank digital currency? Why? Because they can more information about your incomes, about your how much do you win every time for taxes, traceability. With blockchain for the government, you need to be careful, because this had all the information about you with blockchain. But with fiat money, it's impossible the government know about your transactions, because the bill of the fiat money, I believe in the banks. Approximately the 15-20% of the money is laundering. What happened 15 years ago? JP Morgan, all these banks. $2 trillion laundering in the banks. And when the government say the cryptocurrency is for the laundering, come on, lies. Yes, with the cryptocurrency only I remember the information, only the 1% of all the investments on the cryptocurrency market laundering, only 1%. But the government create a panic. This is not sure. This is for dark web. And the people scared. No, the government said that. Remember 2017, remember in December 2016, when the Bitcoin go to the $19,500, the price, remember?
Yep.
And January, remember, CoinMarket manipulate the information and don't put the information, the numbers about the South Korea, remember? That impacting the price. And in that time, the CEO of JP Morgan say,
yes,
Bitcoin is pushed. He said that. Don't have value. But 2 days after, they buy it, Bitcoin.
True. Bad, see.
Remember this. Only manipulation, the information of the government, of these institutions. But about the questions, my dear Noel, the difference is the banks, the government, is like the fiat money. It's fiat money. It's centralized.
Same thing.
It's centralized. The people don't win anything. Only make, faster transactions, your transactions, the cost of transactions is down, But the people today say, hey, I want a private cryptocurrency because I can win more than the bank.
That's right.
I want an asset when I don't win 3%, 7% I don't like that. It's smart money. I decide with my money
what I do.
That's
right.
And
absolutely.
This is the government. Why do you understand? Why do you believe the government today don't want to make the regulations for the cryptocurrency yet. Why?
Yes.
They can't control
Why?
it.
That's right, Wayne.
Yes.
They got that right.
And they note this system increase in the next 2-3 years. And they know they lost market.
That's right.
Especially the banks. You know, for that, I remember very clear in 2018, a government, Europe government, I don't remember the country, paid to the YouTuber for told bad about the cryptocurrency. I remember very clear in that time.
They paid them.
You know, our cryptocurrency one is better like what we can compare.
Yes.
We can compare our currency with Bitcoin, Ethereum. Ethereum, you know, Ethereum is smart contracts. You know that, okay. Ripple, it's don't mining the money, it's pre-mining, you know, Ripple. This is important to understand about Ripple. Ripple is centralized, you know, but don't mining is pre-mining the tokens or the currency. But Ripple was founded in 2011, you know? Yes, Ripple was founded. Ripple has 9 years in the market. What is the price of the Ripple today?
0.00.
23 cents of the US dollar.
Hmm.
This need to understand the community. Don't, because they had a bad decision, go to the external market with Ripple. Because the Ripple, it's a great technology. Ripple can make, if I don't remember, 4,000 transactions per 2 seconds. Can process. It's faster, the blockchain. But the other Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, it's not compared with us. Don't. We are creating the new monetary system around the world. That is all. Because we have 250 billions of coins. Only how many? I have a question for you. How many transactions are you do every day for sell with your fiat money? How many transactions? Approximately. For the milk, for the cheese, for the, I don't know. How many transactions you process every day?
Yes, you pay bills, you go to the utility company, you pay bills, you buy food, you buy meals, transport, all those things you do.
Yeah, how many? Five transactions?
About 5
Yes,
per day.
5 transactions,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And per month, 150 per transactions. Because we can increase the transactions, okay? That is our system. If you make the numbers, how many of our coins circulate in the economy, in the global economy? That is the situation because many people attack to us. Yes. Because we amenaza. I don't know who is the word of amenaza. We are the
Is it threat?
Threat, yes.
It's
we
a
are
threat.
the threat for the many business, the crypto and the government. Visa, MasterCard, do you think that they are happy because we can make more transactions than Visa, MasterCard? No, they don't happy. This brand is bad, this brand is loaded, this brand is a scam, attacks to us. Why? That is the reality to understand. Yeah? It's not about our, remember, all the problems that happened in the past in one life, it's not about the company. It's about the bad information, no more. It's about the bad information. It's about, I remember very clear, July 20, 2018, when I in 2017. You remember Pierre Arens? You remember Pierre Arens, the CEO of the OneLife? You remember? Or OneCoin? Okay, and Greenwood and Dr. Ruja said in July, is the last time that I can see to the Dr. Ruja in that time. I remember. I remember very clear when she talked about this. I'm very tired. I'm very tired because many of the OneLife members don't understand about our business. Only talk about the investments.
Yes.
I remember in that time we had a problem with India.
They didn't understand the
with
concept.
India. Yes.
See.
India.
And
I
she
remember
say
that,
she say in that time, I remember very clear. She says in that time, hey, never in my life I got to do network marketing. She was very exhausted. Why? Because amount problems with these people. They want problems with the people. Why? Information.
Yeah, misinformation.
Information. But today, we are making the real process.
Yes.
We are working with professional persons like you. That is different. For example, this program, congratulations, is amazing. It's amazing. And the people understand how it's possible to create rich in the time. How it's possible to respond our life with this asset. One was created for a visionary woman that she know a highest. She has a knowledge, an economy, finance system, loyal system. Indeed, she knows, hey, in the next time, the regulations are coming up. Yes, because she has experience in the system bank. In any government, it's possible to give to us for anonymous transaction. It's impossible that. I respect Bitcoin. But Bitcoin is not for the mass. Bitcoin is an asset of high risk. It's an asset, no more. It's not money, because they don't have scalability. It's very important. The scalability is very important for the economy. That is that Christine Lagarde say everything. We need a cryptocurrency with scalability, fiability, usability, and a stable value with KYC. Right. We have all.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Raul. We just have two more guests. Those Wayne Wilson, who is also
a banker
in the banking fraternity. Wayne?
Good night all. Good night, Diamonds.
Good night,
rest of the panelists, Raul. Amazing sharing. The perspective of hearing your knowledge shared coming from an environment that I've spent over 35 years of my life in, and just the past 2 years getting the knowledge to actually look back and see that road that I was walking was one that really helped to destroy many lives. And I say destroy simply because of the way it was put in place. And as you say, many people don't appreciate the fact that what looks nice from the outside is designed to take from them and not really give to them. And in that transaction, the the only thing to really wake people up is education. So, you know, I want your perspective, having all that knowledge, having come into One Life. How do you, you know, when you see the passion people have for that environment that you came out of and where you are now, how do you connect or disconnect them to be able to bring some kind of clarity to them? If I don't know if you understand what I'm asking.
A little.
Okay, let me ask it again. Knowing the education that you had in banking, and now that you are in One Life, we all know it drastically changed what you knew. It did the same for me because I came out of it for over 35 years. How do you get people to disconnect from that programming of the banking and see the bridge that you offer them?
That's a good question.
You know, what is
Nice
coming?
question.
Only in this situation, all the employees of the bank, for example, no. Only I say to these people, in the next 2 years, they will be users.
That's right.
Mandatory. Or mandatory.
See.
And even with COVID, it's showing them how fast it is happening.
Yes. What happened with the employees of the bank? They don't know that blockchain destroyed the employees.
Yep.
Yes. They need to understand this. Sorry. They need to understand this. Blockchain destroy position. For example, in the bank, there are cash management for operative process, you know? They disappear. They don't go more. Because blockchain do for the people. For example, in the cash management, there are 60 persons working. With blockchain, only need 2 persons, no more.
Yeah.
Yes, but they don't understand. And the loans, for example, the people make credit, okay? Loans. They don't understand in the next loans in the next year only. We can make only with blockchain and more sure. We don't need pagare. We don't need the contract, only a smart contract.
Yeah.
With blockchain. But if people don't understand about blockchain, if you talk with the bankers, I talk with many bankers friends, they don't listen about blockchain. Come on. When I talk with the accountant, yes, I talk with him, they don't know about cryptocurrency blockchain. Why? Finance education. Yes. Comfort zone. Paradigms.
See?
Comfort zone.
Paradigms. You know, paradigms.
Change your paradigm.
Yeah. Why? Because they never receive education of the future monetary system. Yes.
See.
One Life.
One of our colleagues, Mr. Dwayne Cadiz, just made a comment saying that banking is important, but banks are not.
Oh.
Bill Gates, yeah. True.
10 days ago, 15 days ago, remember Warren Buffett sell the actions. Remember? Warren Buffett said,
yes.
Why?
Why? It's no longer good.
Huh?
It's no longer good.
Who is coming? Who is coming? Finance crisis. Today, the banks don't broke because the government make money to the banks today.
Print.
But many of the big banks have problems with the liquidity today.
Yeah.
Because the people withdraw the investment for sure. And there isn't money on the economy.
That's
There
right.
isn't. Without employee, how is possible? Without business, how is possible? This is important to understand of our community. In the next 2 years are coming big problems, more problems than today. Post-crisis is more serious than today, post-crisis or crisis. Why? Because the many enterprise, many businessmen understand about the online system is better than the physical system. And they say, hey, I don't want to open a new store for sale because there are many costs, direct costs, you know. But online sector, I reduce the cost and I have more probabilities to have a new market.
True.
Yes, that is, my friends. We can talk, many information, but you know, only in the next time, I promise you, I go to speak more English for understand, because when I told in Spanish is different, but sorry, I made that what I can do, okay?
Your English was excellent. Excellent. That's beautiful.
And we thank you so much for taking the time to be on the OneAcademy Nights. And of course, we look forward to you being on more of these programs because we think that we could add tremendous value to all of those people who are looking on. And we say you're doing such a fantastic job. We want to emulate you. And we just pray that we could work together to make this project really come true.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for some of the ideas you have given us tonight. One of it is we need to learn to use Instagram a little bit more and cater for Super TED with the ages, the 5 and within the age groups that you name is 18, 5 between 5 and 18 and so on. We may also have to change our strategy according to what you have said in going after the baby boomers because their minds, they can't understand, and the trust that they have in the bank, it may take a little longer. Not that we wouldn't speak to them, but we may have to just change that strategy. And one other thing you said, which is only when you asked the question about how much transactions we do per day with our fiat money. And really, we do have bills on a regular basis, meaning monthly, but on a daily basis, most times it may be 5. What about if we find 5 transactions inside our deal shaker? Then we would have had the same use as fiat as the ones. So I am seeing where the same system is happening in our opportunity. So it's something to think about. So I want to thank you, Raul. I want to thank you very much. Any last words you'd like to encourage or say anything to the community as to why we should continue on this race or anything, your closing remarks?
Thank you. Thank you so much, my dear Ivan and Michelle and all your Wine, Noel, Donna, Muriel, Alvin. Don't stop. Only with education, only with the communication, information is possible to change our community too. Because many of the majority of our community need to receive information because they don't study OneAcademy. That is the reality. Why? Because don't have the habit to the lecture, to read. But that is our mission, to change the mind of our community. When the people understand, we are creating a big business around the world, you know. That is important. Thank you so much. I go to other conference in my country this moment. And congratulations, my dear Global Director of OneAcademy. And see you tomorrow. Thank you. God bless you. God bless to us. Thank you so much.
Next time we'll talk deal shaker.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes. Bye.
All right, guys. So, yeah, there we have it. And I mean, he's just given his honest opinion and his experience. That is some of the things that we really want to do in this program. We're having real people talk about their real experience in a real situation. And we pray that this just goes out a little more people see it, so that they can come to the realization that things are not getting better and they need to make that switch. Any closing remarks to any of the panelists?
Anyone?
Anyone?
It was an awesome evening. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to share with you. And as I said, I told Raul in Spanish, they are stuck in the mud. So let's take our minds out of the mud and start doing what Michelle just said. 5 transaction Misha D. That's all it needs. Let's use our D shaker. All right. God bless you guys. Take care.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much, guys. What a fantastic question. Thanks for asking.
Arvin, any closing remarks? I swear I saw your mic on mute.
Yes, I did unmute my mic. Let me compliment yourself and Ivan for putting this together. The presentation Donna did, that was fantastic. It would be good to get a copy.
Thank you. I said it to you, Alvin.
The questions asked by Muriel, Noel, and Wayne were also good.
Very good, yeah.
And he answered many of the questions I had written down on this sheet of paper in a very indirect way. And he also answered the question that I asked last week or week before when we had this discussion, and that is, what problem are we solving?
That's right. What problem are we solving?
That discourse around the 5 transactions, and for some people it may be 10, the age group that we need to look at, 5 to 18, because the question I was going to ask him is, what advice would he give to teenagers 13 to 19? And I was also going to tell him, I was listening to one of my daughter's classes yesterday, and the teacher was telling them, and this is how powerful education is. My daughter is 12, she'll be 13 in December. The teacher was telling them that people who are better educated will earn higher salaries and therefore pay, guess what? More
taxes. That's right.
So in a very perhaps indirect or subliminal way, our children are being programmed to be employees.
Yep.
We accept that. We know the system is set up that way and so on. But even some of the very teachers themselves have become unwitting or perhaps deliberate agents of this system.
Well said. Well said, Alvin.
So I took her through an exercise. I said, look, let me show you my payslip to demonstrate this conversation that you just had. I said, okay, so I have 3 professional qualifications. It allows me to earn a certain amount of money, $30,000 or thereabouts. The taxes that I pay is nearly $6,700 a month. Do you see, or I certainly don't see, or I still see rather, a lot of potholes. I'm trying to renew your passport, which expires this month. The website doesn't work. There's nobody you can call to get assistance. This is what your taxes are supposed to do. I also had to tell her, I said, when we were growing up, we were told to get a good education and get a good job. I told her straight, I cannot tell you that now. Simply because I don't know what a good job looks like by the time you get to that age.
True.
It may very well be your proclivity, your tendency, your interest in other things that will pay you. All right? And I can't remember if I made the point about the job is what you may be paid to do, but your calling is what you are made to do.
Oh, yes. Beautiful.
And one must find their calling.
That's right. That's right.
So these are the types of conversations I'm having. Now, I'm getting ready to direct her towards this whole One Life thing, because she has seen me present and talk about these topics and so on, especially during the lockdown. But the thing that struck me, now I was one who joined Facebook very early, but I really don't use Facebook.
Joel.
I am also in that group 40 to 50, which is what he said. And I am in that transition where I realize, look, this system, and the OneAcademy has assisted in a great way in providing this freedom. This system must crash inevitably. I can't tell you when, I don't know how, and I don't know who. Imagine if all of us were to pay our debts, and I think I put this in the room,
That's right.
and be able to live indefinitely without the need for a credit card or any of the loans that banks will push on us. What will happen to this system? It cannot survive. It is built on debt.
Negativeness.
So the debt ceiling must go up. Debt to GDP ratios have to go up. And this is why the US currency continues to be the way it is. Could you imagine if you could have bought oil in TT dollars instead of US? You cannot pay the US in anything other than US dollars. What about if other countries say, look, we don't want to be paid in anything but our currency? And to put it into better context or perspective, why not pay us in one?
Boy,
and let me close there, because we could start another conference.
Yes, can't wait for the day, Alvin. I can't wait.
We want to say blessed night and thank you all for all being and for all the guests who attended. And we look forward to next week when well, it's not lunch and learn. It's OneAcademy Nights.
Donna, thank you so much. It was
Let's
awesome.
Let's talk.
You have set a trend. I'm a next international speaker.
Oh my.
Yes.
Yes.
I think she's right. We had as many as we had as many as 41 persons on the call.
That's right.
43 persons.
Yes, and they came up there.
And when we did this last week, it was up in that range as well.
Right.
So I think these two examples are telling us something that perhaps we need to pay attention to.
Correct.
And on
very correct.
Side, we had about 50 people on his side viewing him. So
all right, beautiful.
That's among we almost made the 100. So
let's talk.
Let's talk more. And get the burning issues that we need to let our community understand why we cannot stop.
That's right. That's right.
And permit me to be a bit provocative here. I have one to share. Kestabile and I were talking earlier this week, and we were saying, what about if one of our sessions, I don't know when, is actually OneAcademy in action? So for instance, the budget talks about gas stations being put up for sale. Perhaps we should take the OneAcademy, the relevant sections of levels 1 and 2, and go through the economics of owning
a gas station. Beautiful.
Or more.
Yeah, beautiful.
Or dare I say, or not?
Or not, correct.
Yeah, very, very, very correct.
Yes.
Or not.
The economics has to make sense.
Yes, it has to be there.
So guys,
thanks.
Thank you so much again. It has been a wonderful night, and let's not stop here. Let's continue, because this is a very, very important part of the ecosystem, as you all know, and we must make it better and better. We must improve. Continuous improvement is what we're looking at.
Okay.
So again, thank you so much. We bid you good night. I saw Emmanuel. No, everybody's good?
Yes.
Yeah. One's out.
One's out.
One's out.
We'll end with our usual track. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.